Hello folks, and welcome back to the base of a highly illegal nature, in which we're still sort of concerned about the massive crowd of people who have set out to stop us from doing our jobs, really. Forces on the island are engaged in fighting. Well, I think...
Intruder tagged for psychological weakening.
Let's see if I can. I really don't know. Well, I will try to
Get ready.
psychologically terrorize them. See if it'll work.
Rage bar at a I use a many my blade.
There we go. Psychic terror gets the job done.
Unleash the monkey.
And we will just test out his monkey
I
ability.
need silk cut.
Whereas we have our minions cutting these people down.
Intruder tagged for termination. Warning, hostile presence detected in base. Kill tag issued.
There goes the monkey. Uh-oh. My base is on fire. No, I'm sure it's just the construction worker, but well, they are basically part of the inventory, aren't they? Oh, good. They did prioritize the biotanks. I'll just order the production of some freaks pretty much immediately. It's a highly scientific process, and only the brightest minds can accomplish such a feat, to soundly defeat death. Truly impressive. That being said, now that we've taken care of the major threat on the island, being the elite Patriot veterans, I think it's time for us to start considering our next move. Personally, I'm still partial to getting the martial arts master. Let's see. According to modern myth lore, deep in the heart of China, far away from civilization and the distractions of modern man, there is said to live the last living true Tai Chi master. Well, a cursory inspection by our agents has proven this rumor to be true. The hideous old fogey busies himself, growing rice and bean sprouts and living in his perilously ruined dojo that has seen little use for some decades. It seems clear that his fighting days are over, but still he has a vast store of knowledge in the fighting arts. If we can capture him, we will be able to use his knowledge to train our own martial artists. Perfect. All we need then is 8 guards. Now, of course, training efforts for guards are not currently being prioritized, so I believe we will need to see to that. That being said, I think this is going to be a rather quiet episode after we've taken out these folks. Perhaps we could send some people down for some acts of infamy. What do we have? We have a giant diamond. 10 valets. Not quite, I don't think. Gambling payoff. The region's premier coastal hotel casino. Excuse me. The region's premier coastal hotel casino has just been raided by Smash operatives for laundering drugs money for the local crime cartels. The hotel's paperwork is being held by the local authorities. It should be easy to raid these premises and destroy all the damning evidence. The crooked hotel owners will be eternally grateful and will obtain for us gambling licenses free of charge, allowing casinos to be built in hotels. I'm not sure how I feel about the concept of obtaining gambling licenses for our hotels. I feel like that is kind of beneath us. That being said, maybe there's another martial artist that does not require quite so many gods to get. Or, oh yes, we could go out and get... Yes, we'll get ourselves a biotechnician. Wasting time. Quite so. Although the one freak that is out and about is likely to make things a bit of a pain for whoever is still trespassing on the island. Not that I think we need the freak.
Weekend tag issued.
I'll see about having that valet switch it off for us. Oh dearie me. Oh dear, yes. That was distressing. It seems like he has Frenched the monkey to death. Or not the monkey, the freak. I mean, I can certainly understand it since overexposure to French is a distressing experience for sure, but well, it seems to have tuckered the fellow out. And meanwhile, we can have this room demolished. It's not really doing us much of use. Ah, there we go.
Commencing mission.
There we go. We can get the bioscience man.
Mission underway.
Get the gambling license, and I think that was about all we had to do. Work on Project Hybrid has stalled. Further progress on the winged monkeys with lasers for eyes cannot continue without a trained biochemist capable of making the necessary genetic alterations. An eminent biochemist at a leading research center has recently been making headlines for his progress in the new science of gene splicing. His skill at gene manipulation is unparalleled, and it will be necessary to storm the institute and capture the professor to extract the knowledge required to continue research. Perfect. Oh dearie me, it seems like we are fast running out of power.
Good evening and welcome to the Nightly News Bulletin, sponsored by DeLagers Diamond Corporation.
DeLagers, we turn rocks into gold, metaphorically speaking.
From Nairobi to Cape Town, it seems that nowhere in southern Africa is safe from the self-styled evil genius. who has launched yet another chilling assault.
Let's see. Okay, we need to construct some manner of power plant, so we'll look into putting that here. Something like that, perhaps. It needs to be sort of sizable.
Road construction underway. Road construction unpaused.
And the power plant itself needs to be something like that. Must be fairly large.
Construction unpaused.
Standard door and just the one nuclear station for the time being, and maybe a regular power generator as well. Oh yes, we are going to find ourselves in a bit of a spot soon. We're going to have to switch off our
New objects are available.
This is
Yes.
the Sabre World Service announcement. In the wake of yet another civilian kidnapping, the Global Defense Alliances have issued a joint statement warning all skilled workers to be on their guard, as they may be at risk. None of the kidnap victims have been heard of again, and no ransom demands have been made.
well,
It is
good
believed that they
person
may have been
theft.
exploited in some illegal training scheme.
With the control room switched off, we'll also have a little bit of a grace period before we start getting into problems with power. Although, with the control room switched off, we'll start running into issues sooner with power, which is really quite bad for us. So I think we can send out some mercenaries to do some stealing. And we'll keep the or do our absolute best to keep our purse strings tight for the moment, so that well, at least the laboratory is completed. We can go with the fabled open plan office
New road build order confirmed.
and put down some
Road construction unpaused.
I guess just the one biochemical training worktop for now.
Purchase order confirmed. Road construction underway.
I'm not entirely happy with the layout of the training room as it is, but there is not very much that can be done about it, unfortunately. Oh, we have a freak out and about doing his thing. And our guard is taking Larry Davis, the biochemist, back to our base for questioning. I think we can inaugurate our new laboratory with this man. That being said, there goes the freak. Now, I was informed there was a new player out in the world, the Patriot Super Agent Dirk Masters. Now, Dirk Masters is a thoroughly unpleasant individual. I think he is about... you recall the crowd of veterans we saw last time? Dirk Masters is essentially that crowd all in one. Tremendously vicious individual.
Interrogation order confirmed. Awaiting interrogation device selection.
Of course, it gets more expensive since we will need the power facility up and running. Exceptional Saber veteran. Right, I think we actually do need to produce a few more freaks. As a preemptive thing before our people end up getting themselves in too much trouble over it. Alright, so there's body bags being moved. One of them's being put in the wrong place, unfortunately, but not much we can do about that. Panicked by violence. I'll show him some violence to panic about. Do we have any interference with our fund acquisition efforts? Not at the moment. That's good.
Intruder types and psychological weakening.
I suppose I want to weaken them, but the fact of the matter is that if they make it into the... What's this? Ah. Well, now that is highly fancy, I think. Even the poor thieves are getting interesting vehicles now. Really, if I got to fly around on one of those, I wouldn't consider myself poor at all. Then again, what do I know? Perhaps they're death traps. I mean, if anything, the destination it will take them to certainly is. Right, well, it seems like these thieves lost interest in the base. That's very good. I'm going to move some of our laboratory appropriate loot items into the laboratory, just so that it gets sort of the right vibe.
Spots are accessible. Object will be moved
It was
shortly.
looking a bit barren before, I think.
Weaken tag issued.
Well, the freak is wandering around, and I'm sure it'll find the soldiers eventually. Uh-oh. Oh, he's long gone. But yes, that was Dirk Masters. A thoroughly unpleasant individual. it seems to me like the freak is cleaning house. Pharmacy booth. Laser biotanks. See, I talk about having tight purse strings, and yet I immediately paid the cash incentive. That does not speak well of my character. Oh dearie me. I almost feel bad for this fellow. He looks so silly in that big yellow suit of his. I can't go feeling bad for fellows like that, though. It would be uncharacteristic of me. Biochemist. Very good. I guess 4 biochemists will be good enough. Of course, Colin Song is currently busy experimenting for me. I guess he's the one in charge of doing the research on the pharmacy booth, which is fair enough. At the moment we're still a bit short-staffed, particularly in the military minion sense, which is peculiar to say the least. We are not really accomplishing much either, because it seems like the minions are choosing to get their equipment and stuff from this depot rather than the one where we started at, which of course creates a fair bit of problems. At some point we'll need to stand up here and create some sort of entryway so that our minions can move in a more efficient way and also don't have to expose themselves as much to the environment. Right now, going from there to the gold room and back again is quite the project. I'm thinking perhaps having some sort of recreational area here, and then actually maybe I could make use of this area as sort of a... Yes, that seems like it could actually work. Gives me a couple of vents of the corridor I can use to put on traps and make sure that it's well defended. Oh. He snuck onto the island. That is tremendously cheeky. Seems like he came to face with some problems while out and about, however. Oh. Oh my, that is not ideal. Folks, we need more freaks, and we need them as soon as you can manage. They're going to be up on our base entrance soon. So we'll have the military team arm up. We will disable the sensors for these smart traps. psychic terror ability on them. Colonel Blackheart.
Bandits at 10 o'clock.
Colonel Blackheart can use his summon minions ability to bring himself out of fighting force.
Intruder tags terminated.
Very, very good. It seems that our preemptive assault has worked rather quite well for us. This one has stolen something. Kill them too. Ah, I see. They've stolen the money bags from the minions who have been killed by the soldiers, even. I heartily disapprove. That being said, we can re-enable the trap. Or
Depot now stocks new objects.
the examination chair. Now, if I'm not misremembering, strap her to an infirmary chair. This is going to be the thing that finally lets us take out Mariana Mamba. So what we can see is that as our notoriety increases, so too does our does how ferociously the forces of justice counterattack against us. Now this needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workers, 2 valets, 2 guards, and it is not sure what the risk of the mission is, but I'll send 2 mercenaries anyway. They can stay behind and steal. Now then, what else do we need to have done? We need more funds, that's for sure, but we also do need to create that secondary base entrance. I guess that can happen in due time, however. We are once again a bit short-staffed, but we are recruiting at a bit too high of a rate given our current funds. So at this point I think we're going to construct the examination chair.
Object has been ordered.
And the reason for that is that we are going to go and we're going to make Smash terribly upset at us. Upset enough that they feel the need to send in Mariana Mamba. And when she does get sent in, we are going to take her out. We can have our military force stand down for the time being, however. There's our minions boarding for the ship. What's their name? can't seem to see like this, but no. It was worth a try, however. I guess they're going out to some offshore heliport, perhaps? Either way, double, oil and trouble. A breakthrough in research is looking like reducing the cost of refining oil by 20% across the board. The research hinges on a newly created chemical compound being introduced to the crude oil at the start of the refining process. Researchers are calling this compound Ingredient X. Swathes of refineries are involved in the tests and are foolishly being supplied by a single factory producing the compound. Send men to sneak into the well-protected factory and pollute Ingredient X, turning it into a corrosive, refinery-destroying monster, forcing the researchers back to the drawing board as well as causing millions of dollars worth of damage to oil production in the region. Brilliant. It seems to be a dreadfully risky mission, however, given the incredible amount of casualties we're taking. I'm not even sure we can succeed in this. Impressive.
This is the Pan-Arabic Wireless Service at 8 o'clock. The pressure continues to mount on Smash as they struggle to contain the burgeoning global crime wave that has now begun to affect the Middle East. A prominent oil sheik spoke out this afternoon. This outrage makes me question why OPEC members are sinking our money into Smash when it's so obviously ill-equipped to protect our interests.
Alright, we have a new henchman that can join our cause. Let's see here, we have the Great Mesmero. Our agents report that a man matching the description of the Great Mesmero has been seen with a travelling freak show in Brisbane, Australia. That being said, there is one henchman in particular, or two actually, that I've been hoping to recruit for the cause, and that is the Butcher. It has been brought to our attention that the wickedly evil psychosurgeon, known simply as the Butcher, grows wary of exacting his sadistic pleasures on the pitiful Indonesians where he currently resides. He seeks bigger and more worthy sport for his skills, and has expressed an interest in joining our evil empire. Perfect. If you can't have some kind of psychopath working in your evil organization, I'm not even sure what kind of outfit you'd be running. I see that we also have no valets left, which is risky. Really, we are at a kind of tenuous position with the amount of minions we're having compared to how many we should be having. Especially since our finances are looking fairly grim. Is there anything else we can do to tick off Smash? 5 technicians, 5 guards, 1 scientist and 1 mercenary. I think I would like to steal that, it's just that we're not entirely staffed particularly well enough to do so. I would like some research on a holding cell, however, so I'm going to construct I'm going to construct one next to the laboratory in the hopes that the scientists will take the hint. Ah, and finally we have someone with our nuclear power station. Do I have any technicians? It seems like the nuclear plants are kind of buff. Same goes for the power generator. They are being run at pretty much near peak capacity, but so far it's not been an issue. You should hide. Mariana Mamba is still on the loose. Well, we will get her. We will stuff her in a cell, and we will make her use this thing. Would you really trust this man to perform surgery on you, Mr. Kelly? Would you? Oh my. Good grief. No? Doesn't look good yet? That's okay. Oh. Are you sure you're a doctor, my good man? Good heavens me. I feel terrible for Mariana Mamba when she gets put in this thing, if this is what they do to help. Christ almighty. It seems to have done the trick though, which is, I guess, good, but Jesus. That... Sylvia Ailman and Luz Hayek should be taken care of. Preferably yesterday.
Mission underway.
I know that Jetchan is in the way, but hopefully the construction worker can accomplish the mission without any particular troubles.
Hello, friends. This is Reverend Archer from the Polynesian Mission in Papua New Guinea. I have grave news about a former member of my flock, one Dr. Ethan Asia. As some of you might remember, this fine young man turned to evil after an encounter with a cannibal. I tried to bring him back to the fold, but I failed. And now I hear that this self-styled butcher has joined the evil organization. Alas, let us pray for his soul.
That and the laser. I guess I'm paying the incentive a lot more than I should be, but frankly I'm not particularly fond of doing the brute force approach. That being said, we have ourselves a new henchman. This is the butcher. And this is why...
Let's see what's inside.
And this is why the butcher is a very, very good henchman.
Yeah. They'll probably enjoy it.
Because this guy, he's just he just melts any opposition he comes into contact with, really.
Slice them, chop them up.
And as you can see, he is completely and utterly insane. But he's good at what he does. Now, I really do want to get him up to Facade of Normality, because it's a useful ability to have.
Weekend tag issued.
So for that reason, we'll have them just quietly take the take the thieves into the base for him to have some play with. Not sure how else to describe it, really. All I know is I can't imagine it'll be nice for them. But all of that, I'm afraid, will actually have to wait a bit until next episode, because as so often tends to be the case, we have found ourselves near the 40-minute mark yet again, which is just about where I feel the need to call the episode, and so too is the case right now. I would like to thank you all for watching. I hope you've had a very good time, and that you've had as fun watching this as I did playing. And take care, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.